Hello, fellow filmophiles. Are you frequenting the media platforms looking for that next special podcast that'll get you in the mood or find you the right movie to watch for your special night? Well, guess what? You should check out Torn Reels with Andy as the host and his brother Sean as the co-host. You can never go wrong with whatever subject they bring up next.
On you, buddy.
Wake up, bitches. It's Saturday, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Our Corner, the only podcast that's been everywhere, man. My name's Aaron, and with me today is the main man himself, Sean.
That was the worst one yet. And I think it's also a repeat, but I've been Sean, formerly.
The artist formerly known as Sean.
Yeah, the friend formerly known as Sean. Anyway.
Hashtag expects trend. So, Sean, what was on the agenda today?
We did we were supposed to do the whole Rockabilly documentary. You wanted to talk about Rockabilly as a subculture in the American life.
You want to know something? And this is why I asked you that question, because the reason why I got into it was actually you really introduced me into that whole style.
Yeah, the whole psychobilly,
you introduced
rockabilly.
me to the psychobilly first, and then kind of gradually worked into rockabilly. And there's a reason for that. Rockabilly's not really everybody's cup of tea. It kind of like, if you don't do it right, it kind of leaves a grating mark on you.
Yeah.
But the other aspect of that was, like, I saw an actual like documentary and I got super excited because I was like, oh my God, it's a documentary on rockabilly culture. Like, let's fucking watch it, right? Like, let's do the podcast on this. It'll be exciting. And then what a fucking letdown.
Yeah, no. When you told me the documentary, I was like, are you sure? Like,
dude, I thought it was going to be like Bang Your Head, like the metalhead's journey, only except like rockabilly. And what it turned out to be was just a bunch of douchebags talking about like, this is what the culture is.
If I can reference this to like this documentary to another documentary, it'd be like you see the two complete opposites with the people in the subcultures. You see, what is it, Metal Headbanger's Journey, like we mentioned with Sam Dunn, great anthropologist, by the way. Look up some of his other work as well. The indigenous tribes, he does great work. Everything's well written. Like double PhDs, I think. I don't know. He's great.
I'll have to watch that one. I haven't seen that one.
It's really good. I'm saying not just because of the heavy metal thing. Watch his indigenous stuff. Like, he spent like a year with his Aboriginal tribe. Great work. He does great fucking anthropologist work, just in general. But he chose a subtopic of metal and kind of went about it. But he talked about the psychology of the culture and how inclusive the culture was altogether. A lot of people won't see that with metal, but it is inclusive. It's very gathering. It's very welcoming and everything, like, and everybody really supports you.
Yeah, because I mean, look how many subgenres there are of metal, but look how many people show up to the shows doing their own thing, appreciating the same music.
And it's not even. It doesn't even have to be the same band that you like. It just has to be someone that recommended it, or a different friend who likes a certain type of metal. And obviously, in metals, there's the extreme where people are like, if you don't like this, you're not a metal fan. Which brings me to this documentary of Rockabilly. Everybody in this documentary, the documentary is called Rockabilly World. Everybody in this documentary are the reason wrong with a lot of subcultures. Yeah. And the reason I'm saying is because I've liked rockabilly, psychobilly, some would even say punkabilly, even though those are the same. They all classify these cultures and they go, oh, well, you have to be this, you have to live this all the time. It's like, I get that you're trying to influence it and be as deep in, like, as balls deep into the culture as you can, but you got to remember, even the guys that actually lived during this time, that were alive during this time, that started this sub movement and everything like that. It's like they didn't even live that every day. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I heard some of the things on this documentary where guys like, oh, if you're not part of the scene, if you don't know how to build cars or how to fix cars. I don't know how to fix cars. I don't know how to build cars. I can name all those cars over there, but I can't build any of them. But that doesn't mean I'm not part of the scene. I can play an instrument. Can he? He probably can.
No,
I can actually play stand-up bass, and I can play wet music.
Is one of the biggest parts of the actual scene.
Yeah.
And what is it? It's like the music, the style, and the cars are like the three biggest. And of course,
I wouldn't even say the cars. I would just say the music and the style are the biggest.
I would say the
cars are kind of extra.
Fall on the list. That's for sure. That's one thing that I will say. The cars fall on the list, but not by much. Like you can still like this music and have like a regular ass car show with like imports.
I would say it even matters less than the cigarettes in the culture. I would say the cars matter less than the cigarettes. And there's people like, again, who are super extreme, who are like, oh, if you're part of the psychobilly rockabilly movement, you have to smoke cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes since I was 11. I don't smoke cigarettes any fucking more. I switched my cigarettes for the old Willie Nelson treatment. I just put a pack and I put fucking weed sticks in there, and I've never turned back.
Got me the good old 50-50 blend.
I know you got that cotton leaf and weed, huh?
Yeah, I got that. What is it like? I do like the herbals,
like the herbal cigarettes.
Yeah, the stuff that's good for you, but
better for you.
Yeah, better for you. It gives you that kick still, but it's not like, oh my god, cancer.
But a lot of people think that that's part of like everything. Like you have to have it. It's like a lot of these. What people don't realize is that this culture is based on simpler times, simpler music, simpler aspects of life that we neglect today. Like where everybody kind of knew each other, everyone was kind of cool. It enforces the fact that you have like that males have male best friends and other friends and stuff like that. While in kind of a new age, this is not really like a big thing. You have work friends, but you don't really have guy and guy friends and guy and guy best friends that last for a long time. And that's what was part of the culture. It was supposed to be guy time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For them. And then girls got involved in it and everything like that. You had the pinup scene and everything like that.
Yeah.
Which is great. I love pinups. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous.
Absolutely. One thing that did get me was the huge sleeve tattoos that they were all doing. Like they all like tatted out and were like, yeah, everybody had this back then. It was like, not really, man. Not everybody had like the sleeves.
Nobody had the sleeves because tattoo culture was looked down upon during that time. Even if you were a greaser or even if, like, again, if you're a greaser or if you liked psychobilly or rockabilly, you were clean cut and you had your hair slicked back. And the reason was for that is so people would take you seriously, because back in the day, everyone wanted to be taken super seriously. That's why they have that. Seriously, look at they don't have long hair. Look at Led Zeppelin, came out almost right after that. Really long hair, really scraggly, because they didn't care about. Yeah, they had a different subculture where they didn't want to be accepted.
Yeah, that's why they made a lot of the Rolling Stones and stuff like that. It's because of the long hair.
Because they had the long hair.
But even the Beatles, when they came out, had this style. When they first made that scene,
they had the bowler cut style, bro. They had the good old boy English boy, not the greaser look, not the rockabilly greaser look that they have.
I think that was when they came out with their first drummer, not Ringo Starr, but the guy beforehand. I think they had.
Yeah, they didn't have that. They had the bowler.
Oh, they were just like the mods, or
they were dressed. They were still dressed in like the suits, the whole fucking thing, and everything like that.
I get you.
They, even though they bounced off and had it kind of like dressed a little bit like leisurely, they still had that appearance of like the suits with the fucking symmetrical haircuts and everything like that. And that's not something that rockabilly had either.
Gotcha.
Rockabilly didn't have that. And another thing, a lot of people were talking about in this documentary about like the hair and all that stuff, and about being traditional and everything. You know, traditionally, since most people didn't have pomade back then, do you know what they used?
What did they use?
They used a mixture of candle wax and fucking an egg, like egg yolk, or
Ew.
like egg white. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, hell, that's gross.
You had to mix it, and then you put a little bit of salt to get rid of the fucking egg smell.
That's fucking wild.
And you mix it up. That's why it was white. That's why a lot of like mousse products, they're white. They're white to keep that organic image from the authentic back in the day where it was white, because we're literally beating eggs into candle wax.
That's so fucking gross, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's so funny when these people go, "Oh, well, we have to keep the classic stuff." It's like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna get some castor oil down the street, or I'm gonna get some Murray's down the way.
That's what's in my hair right now. I use castor oil, bro.
Yeah, castor oil.
I can't fucking deal with.
I use castor oil.
Yeah, castor oil is really good.
Yeah, unless I know I'm gonna be like on a bender for a few days, a few days, I'm gonna have to look presentable, and I don't always have the time to take a shower. I'll throw on some Murray's. That thing's waterproof,
dude. That thing will hold your hair until like Jesus comes back, dude.
Bro,
like, it's fucking wild. Yeah. one of the things that got me was just like their attitude towards calling people posers. Like you see a lot of the people that they were interviewing being like, oh, these people, they're posers because they dress or they don't do this or they don't do that. And then like you hear the other people calling them back posers because they don't do the exact same thing. It's like, if you guys spent more time just enjoying what the fuck you did instead of just trying to be like the dominant rockabilly, like you'd have way more fun. Like if you like doing cars, work on the fucking cars, listen to the music, dress how you want. You want to be a part of the fucking, like, you want to do, like, play the music, dress how the fuck you can. Be a part of that. Like, know that there are, like, lines where it's like, that's not rockabilly versus that is.
Also, these guys were talking about the people with long hair that played rockabilly and psychobilly and all that stuff. Have you ever heard of a guy named, fucking Waylon Jennings, who had fucking long-ass hair? I don't know if you remember who Waylon Jennings is. Or Chris Christopherson, or fucking all these other people who not only contributed to the rockabilly scene, but contributed to the rock and roll scene. Johnny Cash. Look at that. Waylon Jennings. Look how long his fucking hair is. And he also did country, rockabilly. He did fucking rock and roll. He was Johnny Cash's best friend.
Bro, there's so much to it. Like, that's the thing. It's like, if you like the style and you like the whole, like, the idea and everything like that, go be a part of it. Yeah. Don't be that guy. There's always those fucking people that are like, you're a poser, you're not this, you're not that. Like, ignore the noise. Like, just strictly like fucking be like, go out there, do what you gotta do.
Ignore the noise. Don't you ever quote that to me. You fucking piece of shit.
Like, we're just
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But in regards to like actually like being a part of it, like, I'm a psychobilly fan, like, through and through. Like, you've shown me, like, crazy shit I've seen. And it's because they're about the gravestones and the ghouls and all that stuff like that. And that's
Dracula
what I really like.
Stuff. Yeah.
Like, again, there's only so much that you can listen to that, like, throughout the day. Like, I have to break that up from time to time. But, that's the other thing is that, like, these guys, they strictly think, like, oh, I only listen to Elvis, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Jimmy Angel, who is a fucking psychopath, by the way.
Jimmy Angel is a fucking nutbag. Please don't ever fucking listen to him.
Bro,
oh my god,
dude! Did you see they in that
his
whole
Lego piece hair? Oh god.
Oh my god.
He looks like he came out of a straight Lego movie. Look at that. Look at that.
Like the obvious wig. You know what I mean?
The obvious wig. You went bald 86 years ago, and you're 72. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, what's worse is the teddy bear thing.
What did he do with the teddy bear?
Dude, he talks to the fucking teddy bear like it's an actual person.
Look, you have to be way more talented to talk to inanimate objects like Buckethead. Like, okay, he could talk to a puppet and talk and have hay on his recording studio. He's one of the best in the world.
He talks to the teddy bear like it's a kid, and that the teddy bear talks back to him like your parents would have done, like fucking when like 10 years into like just it's fucking wild and creepy. And he has that look in his eyes when he's sitting there. It's like you're waiting for him to say a racism, but you're not sure when it's coming.
Yeah.
Like look at that stare right now. Tell me that he's not about to be like, I can't believe they're on the bus with me.
He kind of has like your smile going on, bro. No, just kidding.
Just sit there.
It's just you fucking asshole.
The one fucking eye.
I hate you. I fucking hate you, Aaron. God damn it. No, but he's a really creepy dude. Like, he's stupid creepy. Like, who talks to a bear? Like,
and then he was like, I went and saw the Ted movie, and no teddy bear should ever talk like that with all the F this. And I was like, dude, what is
wrong with these people? Like,
you're telling me that you've never heard someone say an F-bomb before? Like,
you know what? We're coming off the Quiet on Set documentary as well. Drake Bell's also in this documentary of the Rockabilly.
Like, he was one of the people that I was like, oh,
it's bad that the molested guy did good at this documentary. Like,
and the molester guy did worse.
And the molester did worse. Yeah. No, because Drake.
The literal alien versus the predator.
Drake Bell does a lot of wet music phrasing. He does a lot of wet music as well as the regular rock that he does, the alternative and stuff that he does that he did for Nickelodeon and stuff. But he grew up in that culture, in that subculture with the cars and the tattoos and this
and
that.
I've listened to some of his shit, dude. It's fucking fire. Like,
yeah, it's actually not bad.
Like, and it's weird to be like a 30-year-old man being like, yeah, Drake Bell's like fucking rockabilly music is fucking it. Like, it goes hard. Like,
oh, bro, I'm not.
It's like you're sitting there like, I'm not ashamed, and I'm over here like, yeah, but at the same time, I can't be like, dude, I'm man crush on Jake.
Dude,
Jake
bro.
Bell, like, just
dude,
Drake Bell.
Drake Bell. You took forever. But no, it's
Jesus.
like it's not something that you need to envelop yourself with that much. Nobody in this scene should be taken that seriously. And bottom line, everyone's a poser. Everyone's a poser. If you really want to look at it that aspect, everyone's a poser. Or nobody's a poser. It's the either way. The fact that, okay, to me, that hairstyle that he's wearing currently is not a rockabilly hairstyle. That's not. That's a Lego piece. That looks like G.I. Joe Lego set for $64.99 at Target. Sponsorship.
That's a Spirit Halloween wig.
Yeah. Like for me, the actual hairstyle is the direct undercut, direct undercut slick back. That's
you can
the
see
one.
directly where the fucking pieces line up, bro.
Oh my
that's
God,
fucking
bro.
Wow, look at the hairline. Like,
And the fact that it's that he has a little stupid baby hairs in the front that are all frayed. That's how you can tell it's a wig. He doesn't realize that his hair is messed up. See, look at that. That's horrible. You could have photoshopped better than that, bro. Like whoever did this magazine article
that's
is horrible.
fucking wild.
But
Like
and then
I get it
crow's
that
feet,
he was an idol back then. But
Where?
Like, fuck, dude, I don't know. That's what
Where,
what
dog?
the history books say. But honestly, like, it comes down to, man, and this is what I honestly really think.
I'm gonna tell you. I heard
If
Jimmy
you're-
Angel. I don't like it.
No, I'm not going to talk about Jimmy Angel. I'm talking about the actual like subculture. And
Oh,
that,
I was like, I don't
if you
like
want
it.
to get into the subculture, go to the car shows. Go to the fucking places, like go to the concerts and stuff like that.
Yeah, go to the bars, go to the places that they have music. You'll see a lot of people. I recommend if you want to look for a much more friendly, I guess, version of it, go to Psychobilly shows. Go see
Psychobilly
Coffin
shows are the
Cats.
best.
What is it? Coffin Cats, Meteors, The Cramps. Go see fucking Mad Sin, The Brains,
The Hammerheads.
They're way more easy going, and a lot of their culture or a lot of their fan base is a lot of mixed racial culture and everything like that. Yeah. Normally, I'm not one to speak on race, but it pertains to this. It pertains to this culture. Like
because a lot of them in that documentary, there was like, is there any black fans? And they just sat there like, yeah, we have African American. Like it hurt them to say African American.
Yeah.
And like you could tell, and I just kind of wanted to be like, hey, yo, what the fuck is going on? Because I've seen fucking actual like Latino people fucking in this culture. I've seen fucking black fans in this culture, man. Like they're
we went
all
to go
over
see
the place,
we went to go see Coffin Cats, and a dude, no disrespect to the Hells Angels, but a dude wearing a Hells Angels shirt that says support your local 81, he literally walked away and like left the bar because he was horribly and vastly outnumbered by a bunch of like Hispanics and Asians and black people who were there enjoying the music of Coffin Cats. Coffin Cat, Divillians, Belfry Bats. I think the Belfry Bats, don't they have like an Asian or Latino in their band?
I think he's the lead singer. I think
No. Lead singer's the dude with the hair. He's an Irish guy. He's
No, he's the one who wore the hat.
No, you're thinking of Belfry Bats.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Divillians. I'm sorry.
You're thinking of Divillians. Yeah, I was like, dude, I know.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Divillians. But
You're
yes,
fine.
like
But
there's
There's
a lot
so
of
many, and it's such a
fans.
cool feeling too, because like it's something where they don't give a fuck. Like that's the big thing is
Yeah,
that
because
like
that's the point of the culture, to not care about and to do your own thing. Because they play with old school music, old school instruments, and a lot of them that write their own music, it's about old school topics. Like, real quick, I don't know if Tyler can do it. Can you go on Google real quick and look up Coffin Cats with a K, Koffin, cats, and then one-handed bass. Two S's, not E. And then go to images. Look at how they do it. Look at that bottom picture, the second row, the first picture on the bottom,
the red one.
the red one. Look at that. Look how he's lifting it with one hand and he's still playing it. Like that's a really cool aspect of the show.
It's a huge aspect to see all the tricks, all the fun and stuff like that.
And it's with
like,
old school instruments. Look at that. And then also the guitarist and the bass player in this band, they switch off. They switch off positions mid song. So they're playing
Dude,
and then
and
they drop and then they pick up the other one's instrument.
Here's the best part, man. People are buying the band drinks while they're on stage.
Yeah.
Like it's such a small
Yeah.
show that they do, or like they'll go to larger events and do big. But the thing is this is why that I actually like it. It's the style.
Yeah.
It's the sound. It's the whole like.
And back up real quick, Tyler, so you can see that picture. Keep going.
It's the whole idea that like no one's gonna fuck with you. no one's gonna start fucking with you unless you're fucking with somebody else. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the whole deal. Is that like
Click that center picture, that one that you just clicked on. That one's perfect.
That right there is like part of the show. Like you don't get that a lot at other places or at other shows.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, and no disrespect, because I actually love Social Distortion. The same night they were playing was a Social Distortion concert. I would much have rather been here than at Social Distortion.
Right, exactly.
Because this right here is like, you had people like jumping up on the stage and like they were like fucking high-fiving the band while they were playing.
And they're not
like,
just posing like that. They're actually playing. They're mid-song in that picture that we saw.
And
they're mid-song. And they jump up on each other's instruments. They do all that stuff.
It's fucking cool. And that's one of the reasons why I'm like, hey, look, if you want to be a part of this whole thing,
yeah,
just do it. Like I walked in there, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
but
and
that's the whole thing. Is that like the what is it, like the dress and stuff like that? Everything that you do, that all comes second, man.
Yeah.
Like,
you get all types of fans. We were there. I feel like we were like one of the youngest people in the band, but there were a lot of like, you know, for lack of a better word, cougars, milfs. There was a lot of older ladies who looked really good, older gentlemen as well who came out. There was people who were literally swing dancing in front of Coffin Cats, and they're one of the more edgier bands, and they were like fucking swing dancing in the middle.
Because,
it was an older
that's
couple.
The thing is that they make rooms for the dance floors too. Like, yeah, punk shows have pits.
These guys have pits, but they also have swing music.
But
pits.
they're separated too. That's the whole thing. Is that the pit is separated from the swing dancing. And that's cool. Because, like, I don't know if you've ever tried to swing dance in a pit. It's not really worth it.
Can you swing dance?
No, you can't, motherfucker.
No, can you swing dance?
Oh, can I swing dance? Fuck no, dude. You know white people can't dance, bro. You knew that when you asked that question.
That was like, well, no, I don't.
Like,
I can't
it's a
back
white
that up.
person dance.
I can't back that up. That's a white person dance. But look at that guitar that Tommy
That's
has
beautiful.
right there.
That's
beautiful.
Going back and kind of circling back here, with this being the case, like, I would say if you want to like get an idea of what the culture looks like, watch the documentary, but don't take the interview seriously, because what they do is they pull a lot of facts and talk about like the history. The history part of it's really cool.
Yeah.
The people are douchey. The people in the actual
really
like
douchey.
Interviews are absolutely douchey, and
they're not all like that.
They're not all like that.
Yeah.
Like if you walk up to someone's like, "Oh my god, I love your car," they're gonna tell you about the car. They're not gonna sit there and be like, "How much do you know about cars?" They're gonna tell you everything down to the bolt gauge.
Even if you know everything that they're talking about, they're gonna tell you everything.
They're gonna talk shit about other cars because that's what they do. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, well, you know, I'm a Ford guy because I don't like Chevys," and blah blah blah. And then the Chevy guy's gonna be there and be like, "I don't like Fords," but they're not gonna like break out in a fist fight.
Right. Exactly. And like even with Coffin Cats, I actually ended up saying hi to him when we were leaving. And when we were leaving, that conversation that I had with Tommy and I believe it's Vic, the bass player, I ended up having like a 5 or 10 minute conversation with them just out of a handshake of me telling him, "Hey, you sounded great." And he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, thank you so much. You know, we did this, we do that, we have merch in the back, blah 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 blah." Like obviously they're trying to promote, but at the same time, like they appreciate the time that you're spending to tell them, "Hey, bro, like you guys sound really good. Like you guys actually take your time with it," because it really does. It takes a lot of effort to create this type of music.
It does, and that's the thing that I really like. Like, especially because you saw me, I went back there, I bought the pins and the patches because that's my style. I pin and patch jackets.
Yeah.
And but it's one of those things where it's like, you could walk in just wearing a regular ass button up and you're fine. Or you could walk in wearing a fucking band t-shirt. You're fine. Like
they're not going to care.
Nobody gives a shit. That's the thing, is that like the people who do give a shit spend way too much time worrying about what the other people that are at this event think. And that was the huge thing, because there was another guy on the interview, and this guy just like irritated the fuck out of me.
Right.
He had like he had all his face tattooed and pierced up. He had the little barber sign on his nose. I think his name was like Teddy Boy or something like that. But fucking, he just like, he kept saying like, "Oh, I'm the only real rockabilly," like blah. Like I'm like, you know what? The only reason why you do that shit is so that you irritate people, so that you can have a validation of what you're saying, that all of your decisions weren't fucking horrible.
Nothing. He wants to, not just validate that his decisions weren't horrible, but validate his pretentious attitude to people. Like, again, we went to Coffin Cats. We saw a lot of even band members. I think Tommy that day was wearing an Iron Maiden shirt.
Yeah.
But he had it cut off, so where it was just like the muscle shirt, and he had his vest on top with all the studs and spikes. He took something that was more modern and molded it to the psychobilly style. And guys like that guy, what is his name? Like something Teddy, whatever. Fucking
I
that
don't
guy
know.
would have never like approved of that. He would have been like, "Oh, that's stupid. That's dumb." It's like, no, it's not. It's just the style that you have. The style that you have doesn't necessarily have to be the style that you kind of always carry, that you kind of
Right.
always push, that you kind of always do. It's going to be adaptive to anything that you want to do or anything that you want to request. It's just part of what it is.
And I think that's a good point to end it on this right here. This has been another fantastic episode of Our Corner. I've been your host, Aaron.
I've been Sean.
Catch you next time.
See ya.